So you want to be
the man.
Well, I think I
can help you with that.
That was easy.
The fall season is right around the corner, so it's time to put away those fresh fragrances and to get out some fragrances with a bit more depth. Today, I'm gonna show you 7 fragrances that are gonna help you be
the man.
So let's go. First up on the list, we have Vetiverso from Laboratorio Olfactivo. This is quite an intriguing take on vetiver. It's really spicy and citrusy in the opening, and as it starts to dry down, it becomes more deep, green, and earthy. And it even has a hint of smokiness in the background. This one might be a little bit challenging if your nose isn't accustomed to the note of vetiver, but give it some time. Vetiverso is definitely one of my favorites from the house, so you should check it out for sure. To give you the note breakdown, in the top, we have bitter orange, nutmeg, and carnation. In the mid, we have vetiver, black pepper, pink pepper, and grapefruit. In the base, we have sandalwood, cedar, clary sage, and white musk. This is just an amazing fragrance from beginning to end, and it's perfect for the fall season. So if you can, get yourself a sample of Vetiverso by Laboratorio Olfactivo. Next up, we have Beach Hut Man by Amouage. Beach Hut Man is a very classic, but not dated profile. It's very green and earthy and has a prominent minty note, and it does come off a little bit mature. The name is also slightly misleading. You know, when you hear Beach Hut Man, you're probably thinking, oh, this is probably gonna be some kind of aquatic maybe, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Instead of being on the beach, this more so gives me vibes of walking through the woods or walking through the jungle. This is a phenomenal fragrance. This one is beast mode. I mean,
be nice, you guys.
Do not do more than 2 sprays with this one. It pushes out quite heavily, but it's an amazing smell. As for the note breakdown, in the top we have mint, galbanum, and orange blossom. In the mid, we have ivy, moss, and vetiver. And in the base, we have woody notes, myrrh, and patchouli. Beach Hut Man is definitely one of my favorites from Amouage, so if you can, get yourself a sample of Beach Hut Man. Next up, from the house of Nishane, we have Fan Your Flames. So Fan Your Flames is a very coconutty, rum, and smoky experience. It's definitely a unique scent. This scent is quite situational for me. I would tend to wear this in the evenings, dressed up, if I'm going to a nice, jazz bar or club or something like that. In my opinion, this is wild sophistication in a bottle. This one is beast mode, so you need to go a little easy on the trigger, and also be aware that this scent can be polarizing for some people, so keep that in mind. As for the note breakdown, in the top we have coconut and rum. In the mid, we have tobacco and tonka bean. And in the base, we have Chinese cedar and oak moss. Nishane has a lot of great fragrances, and I'll be featuring 2 other fragrances on this list a bit later in the video, but this is definitely one of my favorites from the brand. So if you can, get yourself a sample of Fan Your Flames by Nishane. Next up, from the house of Goldfield & Banks, we have Wood Infusion. This is a caramelized soft oud infused with lavender and iris. It's sweet, but not too sweet, very well blended. It's a woody aromatic fragrance. If you're looking to get into oud fragrances, now oud can be a challenging note for some people, especially if you're coming from the designer world and you're just starting to get into niche perfumery. Oud can definitely be a challenging note. It was for me. This is probably a good place to start. The oud here is ever so softly tucked away in the background. You can tell that it's there, but the other notes really take center stage in this fragrance. Performance is just average with this one, but it has an absolutely beautiful smell, so just reapply if you need to. As for the note breakdown, in the top, we have sweet orange. In the mid, we have lavender, Italian iris, and amber. And in the base, we have exotic woods, agarwood, island musk, and Indonesian patchouli leaf. Goldfield & Banks is definitely a house that has my interest, so I'm looking forward to checking out more fragrances from them. So if you can, get yourself a sample of Wood Infusion by Goldfield & Banks. Next up, from the House of Bentley, we have For Men Intense. This one was definitely not love at first sniff for me. It's one that as I spent more time with it, it has definitely grown. It's a gorgeous scent. I'm definitely looking forward to spending a bit more time with it in the fall and winter seasons. You know, despite being a designer scent, it definitely has niche quality. The Sillage trail on this one is gorgeous. It's incredibly warm, spicy, and boozy, and has just the right amount of sweetness to work well in the fall and winter months. As for the note breakdown, in the top, we have black pepper, bay leaf, and bergamot. In the mid, we have rum, woody notes, cinnamon, clary sage, and African geranium. And in the base, we have incense, leather, benzoin, patchouli, and cedar. This is a gorgeous one, and for the price and performance, you cannot beat it. So if you can, get yourself a sample of For Men Intense by Bentley. Next up, from the House of Hermes, we have Terre d'Hermes. This is a masculine scent made for the confident man. It's absolutely a timeless masterpiece. Again, this is another designer fragrance with niche quality. It's raw and elegant at the same time while being earthy and extremely sexy. To give you an idea, think citrusy, bitter orange squeezed over a cup of icy vetiver, and that's what you get here. As for the note breakdown, in the top, we have orange and grapefruit. In the mid, we have pepper, pelargonium, and flint. In the base, we have vetiver, cedar, patchouli, and benzoin. Hermes is one of those houses that puts out niche quality fragrances for being a designer house. They're amazing. This is the EDT version, but the Parfum version I would really like to get my nose on. But the EDT version has great performance on my skin, and I really enjoy it. And it's one that I'm really excited to wear this fall. So if you can, get yourself a sample of Terre d'Hermes by Hermes. Next up, again from the House of Nichane, we have 100 Silent Ways. This is a fruity floral composition. It might come off as a bit feminine, but this is definitely a unisex scent. The orris gives it a slight dustiness, but the woods in this fragrance really help to warm everything up quite nicely. As you start to dry down, the vanilla starts to push forward and take the main role in this fragrance. The longevity and sillage are quite good, as with most Nichane fragrances, so go easy on the trigger. As for the note breakdown, in the top, we have tuberose, peach, and mandarin orange. In the mid, we have gardenia, jasmine, and orris. And in the base, we have vanilla, sandalwood, and vetiver. Again, this is one of my favorites and another one that would probably work really well on a date night. For me personally, I'm not so big into layering, but 100 Silent Ways and Hachivat layered together is an amazing combination. I don't need to really speak about Hachivat at all. It's gotten so much hype in the fragrance community, so you can easily search Hachivat and find out information about it. But basically, it's a fresh, pineapple-y, heavy oak moss scent. When you layer these two together, the sillage trail that this leaves behind is absolutely magical. And I didn't really even think to do this, but when I was watching another fragrance reviewer, he had interviewed the owner of Nichane, and he was talking about how he layers 100 Silent Ways with Hachivat, but he also layers it with Oolong Cha. So that's also another good combination that I haven't tried yet, but I'm gonna try that this fall and spring. When you're layering these two together, my advice would be to spray the heavier fragrance first. So the heavier fragrance is 100 Silent Ways. So spray that first and then layer Hachivat over the top. So if you can, get yourself a sample of 100 Silent Ways. And if you want to layer it, get yourself a sample of Hachivat. So that's all I have for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. I hope you guys are staying healthy and well, and I'll see you guys in the next video.